I travel a lot for work. Small towns, highway motels, cheap check-ins, and vending machine dinners. It all blurs together after a while. I've learned to keep my expectations low. As long as the bed is clean and the shower's hot, I don't complain. This happened last fall. I was driving cross-country to visit a client when a storm forced me to pull off early. I found a roadside motel just outside a rural town in Nebraska. It had one of those old neon signs flickering through the rain. Vacancy. When I slid the key in, I immediately knew something was wrong. Lucky me, the woman at the front desk looked half asleep but polite. I asked for a single room for the night. Too cold. I should have walked out right then. I didn't. Inside, just 6 words. The lights wouldn't turn on, but a sliver of hallway light illuminated something dark on the carpet. At first, I thought it was a pile of laundry. She handed me a brass key labeled Room 104, told me breakfast was at 7, and went back to whatever paperback she was reading. I picked up another me, walking into the motel. Another me at the front desk. I walked down the hallway dimly lit, the carpet stained but quiet. Room 104 was at the far end. The door wasn't locked. It creaked open like it had been waiting for me. Inside, the air was cold. It wasn't. There were dozens of Polaroids scattered across the floor, all facing down. A strange coppery smell filled the room. I bent down and picked one up. My name. Room 204. Not 104. It was a picture of me, sitting in my car, taken from behind, like from a back seat. I backed away, nearly tripping on something on the floor. It was a folded note. My name was written on it in black ink. Pushing the key back toward me like it was contaminated. Sir, no one should have a key to that room. She refused. We had a guest go missing from 104 years ago. A man. They never found him. We sealed it off. You weren't supposed to see this. My heart dropped. I bolted. I ran straight back to the front desk, gripping the note in one hand. The woman was still there, but she looked startled to see me. You gave me the wrong key, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She blinked. I gave you 204. No, I said, holding up the brass key. 104. She looked down. Her face went pale. That room's been closed for years. There's no one in 104. I held up the key. Then why did it open? She stepped back and picked up a binder behind the desk. Her hands were shaking. You're checked into 204, she said, showing me the log. I didn't ask for a change, I whispered. She shook her head. I asked her to come with me, to see it for herself. Instead, she offered me a refund. Please just leave, she said. I took my stuff and left. I didn't even ask questions. I just drove. The worst part? That note. I recognized the handwriting. It looked exactly like mine. I'd been using aliases at hotels for years. Paranoid? I paid for 3 nights under the name David Collins. No ID check, just cash up front. I even declined housekeeping. I didn't want anyone in the room while I was out. Maybe, but I travel often for freelance gigs and prefer to keep a low profile. No real names, no credit cards in my own name. Just burner phones and cash. It's a routine that served me well until last winter. A young man in a hotel uniform stood there holding a silver tray. He was smiling, but his eyes didn't smile with him. I was staying at a mid-tier hotel just outside Denver. It wasn't sketchy, but it had that slightly outdated beige and brass look. The first 2 nights were uneventful, quiet even. The room was fine, slightly musty. The hallway lights flickered sometimes, but I figured that was just old wiring. Nothing unusual. Then came the 3rd night. It was just after 9 p.m., Mr. Jensen? That was my real last name. I hadn't used it anywhere on this trip. I had been watching TV with the lights off when there was a soft knock at the door, 3 taps, evenly spaced, still empty. I opened the door slowly, nothing but silence. There's a vending area on the first floor, but no food service, no tray. I told her what happened, trying to keep it casual. No one. Young, clean uniform, name tag I didn't catch. I wasn't expecting anything. I hadn't ordered room service or called the front desk. We've had other reports. People seeing someone like that. But there's no one on staff who fits the description. She said the cameras on my floor had been acting up for months, but every person who's seen him says he called them by their real name. I hesitated before answering. We don't offer room service at this location. Room service, a voice said. Male. Calm. Drove 5 hours to a friend's place. Left the state the next day. Not to anyone. I cracked the door, keeping the chain latch on. I approached the door again and looked through the peephole. Special delivery, he said. Just for you, Mr. Jensen. My blood turned cold. Sorry, I said. You've got the wrong room. His smile didn't waver. No, this is for you. I slammed the door shut and locked the deadbolt. I backed away from the door, heart pounding. I waited, breath held, expecting another knock. But none came. He was gone. I stood there for a moment before checking the hallway through the peephole again. I called the front desk. A woman answered. I asked if they had sent someone up. No, sir, she said. My stomach dropped. You're sure? Positive. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I went down to the front desk. The woman there was different, older, sharp-eyed. She stiffened. What did he look like? I described him. She nodded slowly. I blinked. So who was he? She looked me dead in the eye. That's the thing. No one knows. I asked if they had security footage. I checked out early. Here's what's haunted me since. I never told the hotel my real name. Not once, not to the staff. And yet, somehow, he knew it. Every now and then, when I stay somewhere unfamiliar, I still hear those 3 soft knocks, even when no one's there. And sometimes, in dreams, I open the door. He's still smiling.